what's up you guys. Putting a trailer hitch on your Subaru Forester can take you to some really cool places, like camping, biking, or even towing a U-Haul trailer just about anywhere in North America. Let's go ahead and break down that install. You'll need the tools seen here to complete this installation. So we're going to start by prepping our vehicle for our hitch. We're going to remove our exhaust. It's held in by two rubber hangers, one right here and one back here. And there's a center rubber hanger right up here as you follow the exhaust towards the front of the vehicle. Now, if you have a dual exhaust system, your muffler on the driver's side will be identical with where those rubber hangers are. Now, before we remove that, we're going to need to support it with a strap so that it doesn't fall when we take off those rubber hangers. Now, to remove those exhaust hangers, we're going to spray it with some soapy water to make it easier. And then we'll use our exhaust removal pliers to take it off. Next, we're going to remove the heat shield. It's held in by 4 screws, here, 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 and here. And we'll remove those using a 10mm socket. Next, on the driver's side, we're going to remove this underbody panel. It's held in by 5 push pins. There's 3 here, and then there's 2 in the wheel well. Now, our vehicle has aftermarket mud flaps, which has replaced one of our pins with a screw. So let's go ahead and remove all those push pins using a flathead screwdriver. With the push pins removed, we're going to remove these 2 screws on the frame using a 10mm socket. And then we'll go ahead and remove our underbody panel. Now, staying on the driver's side, we're going to remove these 3 rubber plugs on the bottom of the frame. And we'll repeat on the passenger side. So our hitch is going to use these 3 holes to be installed on both sides of the vehicle. Now, we're going to need to enlarge the center hole. That way we can make sure that our hardware can fit through and we can fish wire it into place. So we're just going to use a step bit and we're going to enlarge it till our hardware can fit through. And we're just going to stop every once in a while until we make sure our hardware can fit. And we'll repeat on the passenger side. So with our access holes drilled, we're now ready to bring our hardware into place. For each side, it comes with 3 carriage bolts and blocks. And we're going to be using a fish wire technique to bring them into place. Let's show you how that's done. So to fish wire, we're going to bring our wire through our attachment hole, and we're going to bring it out of our access hole. Now we're going to take our carriage bolt and block, and we're going to attach it to the fish wire. And then we're going to pull it through. First, we're going to place the block in, and then the bolt. And then we'll pull it through our most frontward attachment hole. Now we're going to do our most rearward attachment hole, following the same steps. For our middle hole, we're going to use a reverse fish wire technique. We're going to start by attaching the fish wire to the carriage bolt and block first. Then we're going to bring the bolt into the frame, followed by the block, and then we're going to pull it through the same hole. And then we'll repeat that process on the passenger side. So before we install our hitch, let's go ahead and talk about our heat shield. Now, our hitch will help serve as a heat shield, so we don't need to reinstall this. But if you want the added protection, there's a way that we can drill this to align with our bolts that we already put into place. Now, on the heat shield, we have this R and this M marked on it. On both of them, you can see this little indentation This is where we can drill using a 5/8 drill bit, and we can reinstall our heat shield. Let's go ahead and show you how that's done. Now to reinstall our heat shield, we're going to take our fish wires from our forward two most holes, and we're going to line it up with the two holes we drilled. And using the fish wires, we'll line it up. And now we're going to put in our bolt right here towards the front. And then we'll put in the two bolts over here on the outside. We will not be reinstalling this bolt right here since it will get in the way of the hitch. And then we'll tighten all of our screws using a 10mm socket. Now we're ready to bring our hitch into place. We're going to be using our U-Haul exclusive hitch jack. If you don't have a hitch jack, we recommend you get an extra set of hands, as this hitch is pretty heavy. So before we bring it up all the way, we're going to take our fish wires and we're going to bring it through all of our holes on our hitch. That way we don't push our bolts back up in the frame and helps line up our hitch easier. And we'll repeat on the other side. Now with our hitch in place, we're going to remove all of our fish wires and install the provided flange nuts. And we'll repeat on the passenger side. So now we're ready to tighten and torque all of our bolts to the manufacturer's specification. We'll be using a 19mm socket, and it helps to use a 5-inch extension. Now we're going to reinstall our exhaust. We're going to start with our most rearward one right here, since it doesn't give us a lot of space and we want it to be able to move it around. And we will want to spray it with some soapy water to help it slide on easier. And then we'll remove the support strap. Now we're going to reinstall our underbody panel. It's going to line up exactly the same, except we're not going to be attaching one of our frame bolts due to the hitch being in the way. So with our hitch installed, we pulled our vehicle down onto level ground to show you some important measurements for your hitch accessories. This is a 2-inch receiver. From the pinhole to the edge of the bumper is 4 inches, and from the ground to the top of the inside of the receiver is 14 inches. This will help you determine the length, rise, and drop for your hitch accessories, such as a bike rack and cargo carrier. So that wraps up our install in our video. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about this install, or if you'd like to schedule an installation with a U-Haul Hitch professional, you can visit your closest U-Haul Hitch center, or you can visit us online at uhaulhitches.com. Thank you.